Hi, everyone. This is Zach Hawkins, Director of Development for Student Affairs at UNC-Chapel Hill. And this is Inside Student Affairs, an opportunity for our friends, those that support student affairs, to think about ways that we do our work and to get an inside view and under the hood view of the people who are absolutely making a difference across our division for our students. And so today with me, I have an incredible guest, MaDana Bivens. She's a program director for the Carolina Veterans Resource Center. As we know, our state is one of the most military-friendly states, and her specific division, her specific department talks about ways that they support veterans and military-affiliated students at UNC to continue our opportunities to support them. And so, MaDana, I want to welcome you today.
Good morning, Zach. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Again, as I said, the work of, your office not only helps the students at Chapel Hill, but it supports the state in helping to, continue to ensure that once students come from the battlefield, they have an opportunity to transition. And so I would love for you to talk today about yourself, how you came to Carolina, and then a little bit about the office and the work.
Absolutely. So I've actually been at UNC since 2016. My last active duty assignment, I was an ROTC instructor here. I'm an Air Force ROTC. I am an Air Force veteran. I served for 9 years. I knew that I didn't want to retire, but from active duty, but I wanted to continue to serve our veteran population. And as an ROTC instructor, I really enjoyed working with college students. And so being able to serve our student veterans just seemed like the perfect opportunity for me. I got to continue to serve our veteran population, not wear the uniform, and be in higher education. So it was perfect. And also as an RTC instructor, I had the pleasure of working with student veterans who experienced challenges, unique challenges, as they tried to attain their degrees. And so I got a firsthand look while I was still wearing the uniform of some of the assistance that they really needed. And so being a program director for the Carolina Veterans Resource Center, I saw that as an opportunity for me to use my experience and awareness of what those students need to continue to serve them.
No, thank you for that. And so talk to us about what those challenges are. Imagine, and I'll sort of set the stage, that someone, again, has decided to hang up the boots, so to speak,
Mhm.
and they want to go get a college degree or continue their education. How do they reach out to you, and how do you help them through their challenges?
Absolutely. So I will say that transitioning from the military into what we call the civilian world is not easy. I myself am still considered a transitioning veteran. I just had to transition into the professional world instead of education. And so our students face very unique challenges, as you can imagine, being in the military anywhere from 4 years to 20 plus years, and you've gotten accustomed to the culture, and now you have to adjust to being a student again and being on a college campus where a lot of your peers are maybe young enough to be your children. They really can't relate to you and your experiences. There's like a huge culture shock overall. And so our transition veterans really need assistance kind of adjusting to higher education, being on a college campus, while balancing their family life and their responsibilities. A lot of our students don't really feel connected to the campus community for various reasons. A lot of them are commuters. They don't live in dorms. So a very, very unique situation. And so what we do here is we reach out to them as soon as we know that they've accepted, or if they find us first. And we have a program called Blueprint to Healprint, which is our first year transition program, where it's broken up into 3 phases. And so the first phase is like the introduction and getting them adjusted to just being here. The second phase is more of the academic piece, where we get them kind of accustomed to the learning environment. And the third phase is kind of allowing them to learn more about transitioning back into the civilian world, into their professional careers. And so that's one of our capstone programs, I guess, to adjust or help our students adjust and prepare them for higher education, and then as they transition into the civilian world.
Well, how long is that? How long is the Blueprint to Hillprint program?
Great question. So it is it's 1 year. So it's our fall term and spring term. And so students, it's not mandatory. We highly encourage them to participate, but it is a 1 year program.
Good, good. And on the other end of that, you mentioned that you introduced them to resources that they had no idea about at the university. You helped them academically, and you talked a little bit about that transition with them adjusting back to the books. And
Mhm.
so what sorts of communities and supports do you all connect them with academic services around campus?
Yes, so it starts with our academic advisor, Rob Palermo. He is a Coast Guard veteran himself, and he's kind of like our resident in-house academic advisor. We send all of our students to him. He's a great resource anytime that I have questions or our students have questions. That's our first stop because we want to ensure that they are able to graduate on time or be successful academically. And then we also have a few faculty members around campus that are champions for our student veterans. And so it's on a case by case basis, but I definitely make sure that I connect those students directly to the resource, a warm handoff. I don't just send an email and say, hey, this is the person you should reach out to. I make sure to stay involved to ensure that they get the help that they need.
Oh, fantastic. And then we know that a lot of, especially, in and around the triangle and around the state, a lot of employers want to hire veterans because all of the skill sets that they bring to the table,
Absolutely.
the get it done sort of type of nature that they automatically bring. What challenges do we see, but what opportunities are available for veterans? And again, how does the office help to support them through that transition?
So opportunities, we definitely have local companies and organizations that contact us directly seeking student veterans. There are a lot of internship opportunities that we provide for them. We also have the career services office that we work closely with. And they even come in-house during Boot Print to Heal Print to give webinars or um, what's the word I'm looking for? Programs, just events specific to our student veterans transitioning into those industries. And so one company or organization that I really enjoy working with is the American Corporate Partners Organization, where they pair students with mentors in the civilian sector that are working in the industry that they may be interested in. So it's specifically tailored to those transitioning veterans that are going out into the civilian sector. So I would say that that's probably the top resource that I enjoy sending our students to.
Fantastic. And for people that may watch and say, well, I have a company, I'm connected to, a potential resource, what's your advice to them? How do we, how can they help? How can our friends and supporters and parents help veterans get careers on the outside?
Well, they can definitely reach out to me directly, and then I can, get their information and what they're looking to do to assist these students. And I like doing the one-on-one connection, so I'll tailor who I reach out to based off of what that person, their expertise, or what they're willing to provide to our students. So I'd say just offering themselves up as a professional resource, a mentor. A lot of our students are not familiar with interviewing skills or resume writing and things of that nature. And so if they have experience in those areas, I would say that's probably one of the biggest resources that our students need.
Fantastic, fantastic, and and again, this is tailored towards friends of student affairs and those who are supportive of the work that you all do. But what are some specific other things that people can do to support the work of the Veterans Resource Center, specifically to support further support these students? Because as we've gone through the pandemic, we know that has taken a toll on all operations across Carolina, but also in our ability to reach our students, especially those who may not come to campus every day. But I think it's truly important to be clear about what outside folks, people who support our work, can do to make sure it moves forward properly. And as we move back into a new normal, ensure that our operations increase and get better to support our students. So I want to make sure that I give the opportunity to talk about that.
Absolutely. So it would start with our green zone training that I facilitate. That is a training for faculty, staff, and students to learn more about the experiences of our military connected students. I know I talk about a lot about our student veterans, but we also service our military connected or military affiliated students. So dependents, spouses, reservists, guardsmen, things of that nature. So if you attend our Green Zone training, it will kind of give you an insight into the experiences of this population while they are here at UNC, but also maybe a bit about their previous experience in the military. So the biggest thing is for support is for students to feel understood and included. There are unfortunately times when students have felt misunderstood or judged from professors or peers. And so I'd say just receiving that training so that you can be a resource or an ally for our military affiliated students or our student veterans is one of the biggest ways that you can support, because you'll be able to be more understanding of their experience as they are trying to adjust to a new normal.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much. And of course, people can always give to support the Veterans Resource Center and the work that you do. So we don't want to leave without that. But MaDana, if you could, before we close out today, tell them how to find you and how to find the Resource Center.
Absolutely. So I can be reached at MaDana Bivens, MaDana Bivens, at unc.edu, or you can email the center directly at cvrc@unc.edu. Send us an email. That's the quickest way to reach us, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay. Well, thank you for being such an outstanding resource on behalf of military affiliated students and veterans that attend the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. We appreciate you, and we hope that this conversation will give some people insight into how best to support these students as they matriculate through the university, and then ways again that we can get our resources together to help them matriculate, graduate, and go on to be great Tar Heels. So thank you so much, MaDana. This has been another incredible episode of Inside Student Affairs, giving the opportunity for you to get under the hood, meet the people who are making a difference, and learn more about how you can support UNC students. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Zach.